This is Mark Bell, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering more questions today for the Power Project, brought to you by DangerouslyHardcore.com. The question for today is from Nick Mills off of Facebook. And Nick wants to know how he can improve his raw, paused bench pressing. He said he tried a 290-pound bench and he made it. He came back about 5 minutes later and tried it again with a longer pause, and from the sounds of it, sounds like he was unsuccessful. He wasn't not able to do the lift when he tried to get a legitimate competition pause. So what you're going to want to do is simply train with less weight. You're going to want to start to practice. You want to practice like you're going to play the game, and you're going to want to work on that pause in every aspect of your training for a little while until you get it down, until you get it to the point where it becomes second nature to you. I see a lot of mistakes with pauses in the bench press. I see a lot of mistakes and a lot of actual illegal moves being performed in competitions that don't get called enough. Really, the initial pause back when I first started powerlifting, it was to see that the barbell remained motionless on the chest. Once the judge said press, you then had to move the weight upward, but you could not move the weight back downward. And in many federations, all federations I should say, I oftentimes see the barbell continue downward after the press command is called for. And you should not be doing that. You should not let the weight sink into your chest like that. In training especially, you should remain extremely tight, wound up. Ryan Kennelly once told me on the way down the bench press, he thinks gather strength and then explode off the chest. So that's what you're going to want to do. If you look at like Eric Spoto, he's got a good way of doing things where he brings the weight down. He stays so tight that the weights never even really hit his chest. When the weights are right next to his chest or they barely touch his t-shirt, he presses the weights back up as strongly and as explosively as he can. So that's going to be something you want to work on staying tight, work on staying so tight that you basically zero the weight out on your chest. So again, you're staying so tight the weights barely even touch your chest. You can try that with board work. You can try that with full range of motion work. You're also going to want to try to do some of that with your dumbbells as well. Make sure you're hitting up those dumbbells. Make sure you're strengthening up your chest. And make sure you're working on those pauses with weights that are a little bit more manageable. And that is it from SuperTraining.tv. Later.